right, guys. Right, so. Alright, so today, alright, as you guys are explaining, you know, we're finishing up our work or continuing our work on annotations, you know, just to kind of set purpose to our work today. You know, we're gonna finish up or piggyback on the discussion, the session we had Friday. You know, we talked about creating exemplar examples of the work that we want our students to do. We also talked about the delivery. As important as it is to create an exemplar example, it's just as important as delivering it, right? So that people, kids can understand. All right, Mr. B, you were just talking earlier about project that we're doing, right? All right. So let's work or get the meat and bones of the project that you wanted to create. Okay. So what is the project that they're doing?
The title is Literary Analysis Poster.
Right. Literary
Analysis poster. So this project is, the target is to identify the literary devices. That's actually, which standard is that? L5. Identify the literary device. That's standard L5.
Gotcha. All right. So, all right, when we're saying identify literary devices, right?
Yes,
All right. What devices are? Can you give me some examples of what we're identifying?
We have repetition.
Okay.
We have metaphor.
Yep.
Allusion. Personification. Rhetorical questions, and last one is irony.
Okay. All right. Now, how are they identifying these devices?
So we will do the same thing. We're going to highlight the key details in the form. We're gonna annotate it.
Okay. So you're giving them a specific poem.
Yeah.
Okay. What poem are you giving?
The Let America Be America Again.
Oh, okay. The Langston Hughes. Right?
Yeah. So after we annotate, highlight, and write down the main idea, they're going to identify the literary devices used by the author.
Okay. So, all right. Is there a representation of each of these literary devices in Let America Be America Again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Now, so what I would suggest is that if we're having them create or identify the literary devices in this poem, right? We still got to give them an exemplar example.
Yeah.
All right. So the example should be really the example of each of these
Yes.
literary devices. Okay. So how are we gonna do that? What is it? What is a way you would like to, anchor chart?
Yeah.
All right. Because you don't want to. Let me ask you this: are there more than one of each type of literary device in this poem?
There are some it's only one, and there's some that are like two. For example, metaphor. I think there are like two.
Mm-hmm.
The allusion, there are like 3 lines.
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many examples. So what I'm going to do, because I already have the anchor chart,
Gotcha.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a review again about the different types of literary devices,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that I will let them find out those in the poem during
Okay.
the independent learning or individual activity.
Can you show us or share with us the anchor chart?
It's clear, but
Do you have a digital copy?
no, I don't have.
You have a physical copy though.
But I do have a physical copy.
Can you bring it?
Yeah,
Let's kind of dissect that.
Oh, I'm sorry, wait, I forgot, and they, I let Ms. Funk forgot too, because I didn't forget. I need to ask the question, since I'm looking at this. So, from what I see, Project ELA, poem, Let America Be America Again, are these some of the things that they're gonna take from the poem and use in the poem,
what they're gonna do is,
Metaphor, illusion,
each one of these, literary devices
Devices,
is located in this.
yeah, oh, it's located in there, okay.
And his assignment is to have them identify.
Oh, identify,
Your
Okay.
repetition, metaphor,
metaphor, illusion, personification. Irony, okay.
your irony, and, what was this, rhetorical question.
What you were, okay.
I abbreviated too good. Alright, and so the main thing is, you know, if we want them to identify, one of the anchor charts, which I hope he has each one of the devices that he wants to identify and defining it, and maybe an example of each, okay? Alright, if you have an example and you're defining it, and that's the resource that we're giving them, they should be able to look at Let America Be America again, alright? Especially if this is the second or third time they've read it, especially if they've already annotated it for theme, they should be able to find these devices second or third time through, correct?
Yeah,
Would everybody agree with that?
yeah.
Okay, so what we wanna do is we just wanna look at the anchor chart, see if it is best preparing them, and make sure, I think our exemplar example in this case will be the defining each of the devices and an example of each of the devices. Would everybody agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. So Mr. B, to kind of catch you up, Ms. Sanders, Ms. Settles, and I, we were discussing, okay, a good exemplar example for this activity would not only be, defining, like listing each literary device, but also defining and giving an example of each. Because we don't want to give the example on the actual poem that they're using, because that's what they're actually using, okay? Alright, and so looking at, alright, this is a good ankle chart, but it doesn't have all of
All
the,
of it now.
yeah. Alright, so that's kind of what we need, that's what our exemplar example would be, okay? And let's kind of build one here and kind of go through it. Alright, so I'm just put in the corner here, literary devices. And two of the things that we talked about is defining what the literary device is
Yes.
and an example,
Yes.
okay? Alright, let's start off with the first one. Repetition. Repetition. Alright, how would we define repetition?
It's a literary device in which the word or a phrase are being
Use repeatedly.
repeated.
Word or phrase repeatedly. Word or phrase
Repeated. And can you also
Yeah.
include also the purpose, Mr. Kerr, for example?
Mhm.
Because the purpose of repetition is to emphasize the importance of something.
Alright, so let me add that here. Example, and then I'll put purpose.
The purpose.
Alright, and so you said,
To
Alright.
emphasize the importance.
emphasize the importance. Emphasize the importance. Alright, now let's get an example of repetition.
In the poem,
Or just in general, remember, if we want them to identify the repetition in the poem, if there's only one, we don't wanna give them,
another one.
well, we don't wanna give them that one, but if there's two, let's identify one in the poem, and then they gotta find the other one. So I believe there is one, because there's at least one.
Let America be America again. It's this phrase or this sentence being repeated.
But is there more than one?
Yes, sir.
Alright. What give me an example of one, of a repetition?
One more in the poem, it can be let America be the dream.
Okay,
It's being
but,
mentioned again.
alright, but we don't wanna give them that as an example if we want them to pull it from the actual poem. is there another famous repetition that you guys have been going over, or something quick that they would be able to understand?
What I did, this is what I did last week when I said that. When I keep asking you to be quiet, to be quiet, to be quiet in the class, there's a repetition. Why do you think Mr. B is repeating that? It's because they give you to emphasize that you have to be quiet in
The
the class.
importance of being quiet. Yeah,
Yeah,
but how could we use that as a literary device? Like, I think they understand the concept, but the example of repetition.
America was never America to me.
That was also repeated in the
Yeah.
poem. Yeah, America was never America to me. That's also repeated. Never America to me.
Alright. And then the other one that we want them to identify is that America be America.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, very good. Alright. They need to explain its
Right.
purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right? Alright. So how are they gonna explain the purpose of this repetition, America was never America to me?
There is, I put here, why does the author, this is the last question, why does the author use the literary device and how it helps convey the theme about America and the American dream? So basically, I want the students also to connect the purpose of literary device to the theme of the story.
I got you. Alright, but so which one are we doing? Cause when we're making our example, we gotta nail down what we want our kids to do and then give them an example of such, right? So, let me go back to our question.
Okay.
Alright, our project is to create a poster,
Yeah.
basically where we're showing all of these literary devices that are used in Let America Be America Again.
Yes.
Not saying that it's not important, but are they creating a poster, or are they creating a list and giving an example?
They're going to create a poster, then they're gonna explain it on the line.
And then they're gonna explain
Explain
its purpose.
its purpose, yes.
Alright, so, okay, for this one, what is the purpose or the exemplary example? They're explaining America was never America to me as a repetition. What would be an exemplar example? What do you want them to say?
I want them to explain how the author used the literary device to convey the message of the poem.
Gotcha. Well, I'm saying, what are they going to say? What is the answer? What is a great answer for that question?
Okay, America was never America to me. And this is by Langston Hughes, am I correct?
Mhm.
Okay, so now, I'm thinking of Langston Hughes, the time he came from.
Mhm.
And the reason he wrote this was because of the time that he came from. And me personally, this is just me now, I would ask my kids to explain America was never America to me from Langston Hughes' point of view. Think about him. And then me personally again, I would I would ask them, why do you think America was never America to me?
Gotcha.
Why do you
No.
think it was that way?
No, I get it. I get what you're saying, and I agree. That's value,
Yeah.
very much value. But we're talking about what we're specifically asking them to do for this particular assignment, right? Every single one you guys talk about, that's 3 different assignments that all would work well.
Okay,
If we're sticking to this, what we want them to do is to identify the literary devices.
okay, yeah, tell
And
me.
we've given them a list of all the literary devices they need to identify.
I got you.
How that looks, how is that gonna look? Remember,
I
it's a poster, right? So with this, I'm not saying it's not value explaining it.
Okay, all the literal things you have there, I would tell, I would ask them, give me something, show me irony from this poem, show me irony,
Exactly.
show me
That's what-
personification in this poem, give me some information, give me artwork or something that tells me it means personification. Tell me a piece that means metaphor, tell me that in this poem, show me metaphor, you show me so I can look at this poem and say, oh my God, this means this is this, and this is this. I mean, that's me personally, illusion, show me an illusion
So
from this.
that's what we're saying. And so we need to create an example for that. They need to see that example before we ask them what the return is. They need to know what it is.
Yeah.
So if we're asking them, hey, list all the literary devices used in Let America Be America Again by Langston Hughes, and you're gonna put it on the poster, be creative with that, all right? We need to give them an example of that poster, all right? And it all starts off with us identifying all the literary devices that are in there. Again, we're not gonna give them an example if there's only one there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna rob them of that opportunity, okay? Now, the next one we have on the list, we've taken care of repetition, now metaphor. Okay, what I'm saying is they need to know what each of these literary devices are. But for the project, the poster's right here.
Right.
All right, this is the poster. All right. So these pieces on the outside are like your anchor chart.
Right.
This is your exemplar example of the poster. Everybody had that understanding? All right. So let's look at metaphor. How do we define metaphor? This should be an anchor chart.
Metaphor, directly comparison of two.
Direct comparison.
Direct comparison.
How many metaphors are in Let America Be Great Again?
There will be like 3.
All right, so give me one example, and then define the others. Give me one of the examples.
He mentioned, I am the poor white.
Because there's like 6 of those in that line, right? Now, what's the purpose of metaphors?
Here is to express the ongoing struggles of the marginalized groups.
Again, we don't want to
Ah,
spoon
okay.
feed them. We don't want to spoon feed them.
Yeah.
They need to say that I am the poor white is the
Yeah,
metaphor.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But what is the purpose of a metaphor? What is the purpose of a metaphor in general?
In general,
Comparison of 2 items. So the definition is the purpose. All right. All right. Now. Okay. All right. Again, anchor chart. Anchor chart example. You got it? So when we're going back here, we're explaining them. All right. You're making this poster. You're identifying all the these literary terms in this poem. You can't use the examples that I'm giving you.
yeah.
There's more than one. We're giving you that exact example. This is the exemplar example. The ones on the outside are the anchor charts. All right? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
All right. We have time for 2 more. We have time for 2 more. Our next one was illusion. How do we define illusion?
Allusion is to use historical context. To use historical and then social context.
Use context.
Yeah. And I think
It
that's
could
also
be
the
historical,
purpose.
could be social.
Yeah.
All right. Etc. Okay. What's the purpose behind using context in this regard? What's the purpose of using illusion? Why does an author use illusion in their work?
Is it the moon connection?
Mm-hmm.
To make a connection.
Connection from the past.
To make a connection.
From the past. Example would be
What's the example in the
there's so many here. I think there's Serf of Kings.
what?
Serf of Kings in the old world. In the old world, while still a Serf of Kings, that's line. It's also pioneers.
So, I mean, I would say the whole line because it gives more context
Yeah.
to the illusion, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
In the old world, but still a serve of kings.
In the old world, now, because we've got to talk through this as much as anything else. Why is this an illusion? What is the connection here? What is the connection here in this example? What is the connection in this example?
To make the connection of the inequality before that and up until now. Like the problem is still there.
The problem is still there even in different times.
Yeah.
Alright, now I'm not saying that's not a bad example, but it's a clear cut example. Because also with these exemplary, we need to leave no doubt.
Yeah.
Right? These would be the clear cut good examples because they're using your exemplary example to help understand what we're asking them to do. And to show that they have a good understanding. So our example, we have to explain it clearly. Is there another example of an illusion in the poem?
The American dream. Cause everybody dreams.
The American dream.
Cause everybody dreams, we all dream, and from this point, we all dreaming because of what we want from
Yeah,
this, the
that's a
American
psycho-
dream.
That's a society
Again,
context.
and then, yeah, it says again, American dream, again. So we want the American dream.
Okay. What's the line or the words?
Let
Let me find my poem. Where's my poem?
I would just put let America dream. But we gotta talk about the illusion and the connection that it
Okay, so we,
gotta talk about the illusion and connection that it brings. Cause you gotta also think about this, we gotta put it to where, have we taught this to where our kids would completely understand? Cause you see through us, we're coming up, it's 3 or 4 minutes and we haven't came up with an illusion yet.
Yeah.
Alright, so we gotta put our kids in a better place than we are in right now, right? Does that make sense?
yeah.
Okay, alright, so you know what, I'm gonna leave this one open. We're gonna continue to work through this one. Like I said, I wanted to give us time for one more. And then, I'm gonna share with you a resource that might be helpful with this. Let me get to the next one. Personification. There's plenty of personification in here.
Giving human characteristics.
What was that?
That's a definition. To give human characteristics.
To give human characteristics to non-human.
not you.
Alright, what's the purpose behind that?
Example.
What's the purpose behind that? No, you man, come on, sir. You good? Yeah, you good. What would be the purpose behind personification? Why do people use human characteristics for non-human things?
To give sometimes to give aesthetic description or imagery.
Imagery?
Or to put artistic effect to be describing something
Or what's an example? What's an example that we have in the poem?
America itself.
yeah. And also
They said America is a what?
Let America be America again. That's
Let
also
America be
example.
Well, how is it a human characteristic? We gotta piggyback on what we're teaching them, right? Now, there's plenty of,
Liberty is found.
Yeah,
liberty is crowned,
yeah.
right?
Then you have,
Liberty is found with no force.
Because liberty isn't a person, but how can you crown something
It is
that's not a
right.
person?
Exactly.
You gotta explain through that, though.
Exactly.
Why are they saying liberty is crowned?
Okay, liberty.
What imagery are they trying to portray there?
Part of America.
We gotta think about it. What's
Yeah.
crown? Importance? It's
King.
pristine?
Like on top.
It's authority?
Yes.
Authority.
Alright,
Authority.
liberty is our authority. Liberty is the prize. Freedom
Yeah.
is the prize. Think about who's also writing this.
Like,
We gotta be able to talk to our kids through that. Okay? Alright? Okay? We're going to, let's finish this up tomorrow. Alright? Let's finish this poster up tomorrow. Alright, I know they'll be working on it, but this sounds like something they'll be working on more than one day.
Yeah.
Okay?
And this is gonna be like, this is actually my exemplar to the Mr. Perry. Like I want them to be creative.
Yes.
So this is just
So-
an example.
The creative part is about the engagement.
Yeah.
Think about it like this. When you're pushing stuff like this, the creative part is about the engagement.
Yeah.
But it's not the standard,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? So when we're teaching this, we're teaching through the middle. We're teaching through the middle. The creativity is to get them engaged. Find the purpose in
Exactly.
why you're saying a poster as opposed to writing this table that we're writing, right? Because writing this table that we write is boring.
Exactly. Just to
Our kids like making products. You know how many of your letters I've had where kids are saying their issue is they want to be hands-on.
Exactly.
We gotta listen to them when they say stuff like that.
Exactly.
Okay? So I think it's a great idea to do the poster, but remember the
Well,
poster
Yeah.
isn't the assignment.
The assignment is
The sign is what's on the
is a
poster.
literary device.
Yes. Okay? Alright? So somebody's gonna make a great poster and I have not one literary device in there. And you're gonna have to explain to somebody, hey, I'm going to post this, I'm gonna advertise this for being creative, but your grade's gonna be a 70 until I see all of those literary devices.
Exactly.
Okay? Any questions? I'm gonna work on this. I'll show y'all, give y'all like, alright?
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.